and then we were able to like share this knowledge to be able to at least try to get people to know that there's a strategy that you can buy properties at deep discounted prices right here in Hawaii.
And I think the most important thing was the connections made here in this room, and people having that mindset of wanting to share and wanting to help each other, because a lot of times whenever you are looking for deals or you're looking for properties, Hawaii is super competitive, it's super challenging. So people have came through this workshop and bought properties that changed their life, changed the trajectory of their wealth building journey for generations to come, and enabled them to buy property to be able to stay here.
I am 26 years old, yes. So this is the property. Here's a couple pictures of the property that we won.
My biggest takeaway is that this is actually possible. Like, you can literally go to the workshop, take in as much as information that your brain could possibly handle, and then go out there and take inspired action, like take action.
Taking action, for us, I don't know too much about the tax stuff before this, but after hearing the testimonies and seeing all the stuff being presented, I think we have the confidence to go up there and put in an offer or put in a bid and see how it goes. So.
Like for me, I don't really want to go into something unless at least I kind of understand the process. So I think the biggest thing that I took away was understanding the process. That from the moment I came, it was kind of a little iffy, and I'm like, okay, it's too early in the morning, I'm tired. But by the end of the day, it's like, okay, now we're not only gonna bid on one property, we'll at least try bid on two. Setting more reachable goals and the confidence as well. So I definitely think it was worth it.
We are really excited to have you guys just dive deep into this little known strategy this year. You now have a plan to then achieve it, and you're more likely to do it. Would you recommend this workshop to other locals today?
Definitely recommend this workshop to other people. This is awesome. Helping local families stay here is, I think, what everybody's trying to do. So yeah, this is awesome.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, Zasha and Fuzzy are great. You guys clearly have the heart that you want to help the local community and give back, and also that concept of wanting to not be priced out of paradise and giving the tools to all the local people. I feel like it's very clear where your guys' values are at, and that's, I think, one thing that's very huge for like the workshops that we look for, people look for, is making sure that you're on that same like wavelength, I feel. So I feel like that already is great, but then you also are very informative too. A lot of resources were shared with us today.
100%. Yes. Wow. Well, a couple different reasons, but I would say first off, I am so inspired right now after just spending the afternoon or the day here. And one of my friends, who's also a real estate investor, she told me that if you want to grow and you want to learn, sometimes you got to be the dumbest person in the room. And I think this is like, 2 weeks ago, I didn't even know that this was an option. So learning about tax auctions and that is a strategy that you can use. I don't know, it's empowering.
So this is the first part of it, and we're excited because we are just looking forward to see everybody's journey. People have came through this workshop and bought properties that changed their life, changed the trajectory of their wealth building journey for generations to come, and enabled them to buy property to be able to stay here. So that's at the heart and soul what our mission is and why we are putting this together today.
if not for the Hui, I probably won't be here. And if not for the Hui, then I won't be bringing a friend. I would probably be doing this on my own, online, in front of a computer, and probably doing a chat GPT and Google, which is not fun.
So if you're thinking of, a little bit scared, I would say that this community is very, it's like a family, Ohana. So that's what it felt like here.
Yeah, just like how you guys said, the abundance mindset, right? It's very clear that not only you guys have that, but the Hui and just the community, they all have that same mindset as well.
Just thank you for setting this up. I mean, I do this at work with the younger kids on just helping them just big confidence and motivation and just out in the world itself. You guys are taking it to way another level of sharing knowledge that, our kupuna saved for us and nobody was able to pass it down. We had a lot of stuff taken away from our kupunas and now you guys are just giving it back and being able to share more to help secure things that rightfully should have been ours. Our aina can be given away to people that aren't from here, having investors come in Hawaii and buy out all our properties. We don't need to be, taken away from aina or priced out of Hawaii. I think there's other ways to do it, and this is definitely one of them.
So for those who don't know me, my name is Zasha Smith, aka Invest with Zasha, and I am from the beautiful island of Maui. I grew up in low-income housing, raised by a single mom, really with no financial background or understanding of real estate. My family went through foreclosure, so all I knew was like, oh, okay, it's going to be too expensive to buy homes. It's going to be, a lot of money, and at that time we had none. So I knew my goal was, okay, I got to get to college. That's what everybody says. Go to college, get a good job, and then you can be able to survive in Hawaii. And I did that, came back home, worked as an engineer for 10 years, and still was $100,000 in school debt from just making bad decisions and having a baby young as well. So I think for me, I knew there was more. There had to be more. And what I was doing at the time wasn't my passion. I wasn't passionate about engineering or doing these billion-dollar projects for, all these mainland companies coming in. But I knew I wanted to help people. And so a lot of you know my story. I Googled how to quit my job and get rich. And a lot of people who owned real estate popped up and like, okay, how did they do it? They must have came from rich families. And then when I started listening to podcasts and digging through resources and listening to people's stories, I realized, no, they didn't. It was the knowledge. They gained the knowledge and then they took action.
Hearing everybody's testimonials and kind of their story and where they came from, like Fuzzy sharing his story of just humble beginnings and becoming successful, that gives me hope. Hearing, Lehua, yes. Hearing her story and kind of similar too, my heart resonated with her because I was raised by a single mom too, and to see someone like that become successful and jump in to the deep end and figure it out, it gives me hope that, that I can do it too. And, they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but I feel like I learned a couple new tricks today. So.
Yeah, awesome.
So, the important thing is getting education and learning new things. So coming to the tax auction workshop to learn, like from the guys who have been doing this for years and have been super successful at it, and being able to see how they do it, and then getting the confidence and learning from other people that are going on the same journey, learning along with us and are at different stages was super helpful. It's motivating and inspirational. So would definitely recommend it for anybody that wants to do something different and make a difference. This is a good investment to make.
I'm a developer on the Big Island. I buy land. I've done over 150, almost 200 projects. Local boy, come from humble beginnings. Never have money when I came out of prison, right? Right now, we got 32 lots. Besides the 32 lots that we got together, I've got 40 or 50 projects that I'm doing from scratch, buying the land, building the houses, either selling them to families or renting them to families through Section 8 or Hope Services. So that's my story. And then how I got involved with this tax auction thing was one of my buddies, Martin. Another builder, he's like, bro, you gotta go check out this auction. So I went, and my mind was blown. I was like, $1,500, $2,500. People were buying lots in Ainaloa, where I was building. I was like, are you kidding me? But I wasn't ready. I went there to just check it out. So best bet, the next time we went, my cousin was loaded, ready. Bought like 5 or 6 properties.
You get to know them better, and then what exit strategy.
Just look at the TMK 1-3.
I guess for me, if you're on the fence, because for me, I'm kind of introverted. I don't really like to talk too much, but I was always scared going to meetups and even events like this. But if you're on the fence, kind of scared, I would just have to say, this community is so welcoming. Like everybody that I met today, they just so interested in where no matter where you're at on your journey. So, and they're always willing to help and lead you to the right direction, or introduce you to people who may have that answer for you.
So, right now, we're gonna give you guys some tips. So the number one thing you wanna avoid when you're looking at this list or any kind of auction list is...
I'm Isaiah, I'm an attorney and a real estate broker. The only person in Hawaii with those 2 license designations and who practices this. I became a broker first and then an attorney, so pretty specific route. I own a law firm, Hawaii Estate Law and Planning. HELP is the acronym. My marketing team was very jealous I came up with that one. So, excuse me. So here you go, here's your title report. It's only 13 pages, that's a pretty easy one. I've seen a lot of them very long. This one's not too bad. So 13 pages, we'll kind of go through and read what it's talking about. What I ultimately decided would be beneficial for you guys is a discussion on trusts and businesses.
Okay, I'm always nervous, but you get me on the phone, I'll talk your ear off. So just letting you know, in front of people, I'm a little nervous. So hi, I'm Jade Halama. I am actually from Oahu and moved to the Big Island 9 years ago. My kids were growing up way too fast and I couldn't stand the traffic here and I wanted to spend more time with them. So the Big Island was the best place to go and I wouldn't take it back for the road. I love it there. So taking that's where I do majority of my real estate, but I still do a lot of real estate on Oahu as well. So I go back and forth. So I just kind of want to give you an idea of when you're just looking at a piece of paper, all you're looking at is like the tax map key, right? So kind of looking at this is like, all right, what is this? Where is this on the Big Island? So if you open up your folder, I gave you like a map of the island and it kind of breaks down our lava zones.
Would you recommend this workshop to another local in Hawaii?
Even non-local, but yes, priority would be definitely locals. But
Definitely recommended. You learn to dig deep into the properties and what's the risk, and I think that's one of the biggest things for people to take that leap is they don't understand the risk or what's the potential profits or potential losses. So learning the strategies to look it up is huge. So definitely recommend it.
Prices are getting more and more expensive right here in Hawaii, so there's no better way to learn real estate through coaches that are active right here in Hawaii.
So come join us today. We're excited to have you start your journey and be there to support you.
Hello everybody, my name is Derwin, and since Paula doesn't want to talk, that's Paula Villanueva. We joined the Hui maybe last summer around.
We want you guys to meet some of the local tax auction winners. and people that have came through a workshop before and had success, because a lot of times we learn things and we're like, yeah, all excited right after the workshop, all excited, go home, and then life happens. But this is just a testament to what can happen if you take action right away. So without further ado, we want to introduce Mwani, who after our last tax auction, she learned how to find tax auction deals. She never bought properties before or really looked into real estate investing, but she learned how to analyze properties like we did today. And she went home and she taught her family. They ended up pooling together, and she went to the tax auction in Hilo and won a 12,000 square foot lot for $4,700.
8,100 square feet.
Oh, 8,100 square feet. But with that, let's introduce Mwani.
I am born and raised on the Big Island of Hawaii, on Hilo side. I currently reside in Maili on the west side of Oahu now, so I am here. And I am a stay-at-home mom of 4 kikis. I just gave birth 2 months ago, so still in postpartum, but out here still yet doing these real estate investing events.
And then how old are you?
I am 26 years old, yes. I know. So this is the property. Here's a couple pictures of the property that we won. It is out in Nanavale on Big Island. So just like you guys are here today, I came a year ago, literally. I think June 5th was the tax auction workshop that we had here at the same place in the same room from what I see anyways. And I got the same information that they're giving you today, a booklet and everything for us to go over every single list on top of the property that they had. And they had about the same amount on the last one about a year ago that had about 100 properties listed. And we went through all of them. As Fuzzy targeted a couple, they both targeted a couple for us to kind of zoom in at, just to at least know where we want, where it's a little bit more, what would you call it? A little bit more popular, I guess, that people would invest in, and that's something that is desirable for us as investors. That was because I got the information that was given to me. So if it wasn't for the information that you guys are receiving today, I definitely wouldn't have been able to know anything, for that matter of fact. And when I went there, I was ready. I didn't really have any nerves to actually stand up and say me. I was like, no, me. I'm like me over here, because I wanted to get a property, and that was our goal, was to get a property. Of course, the ones that were my top went out. People were overbidding, and for what I've learned here, I don't know if they actually did their research on the property and the comps in the area and whatnot, because some of them just went crazy, and they went overly priced, and even over what they would list it on market. So it's really good information for us to be here so that we can know what we need to be at in order to at least make money for ourselves in that aspect for investing wise, right?
Me, I'm born and raised in Waianae. Grew up on Makaha Valley Road on a mango farm. And so very simple life, nothing fancy. So being out there on the west side and, becoming a statistic basically right out of high school. I graduated pregnant, so I could have gone one of 2 routes, right? I could have just gone into the system and said, all right, I'm going to go on welfare and this is my life. Or I can make a decision and I can take care of myself, take care of my son, get 2 jobs to be able to support him and to be able to pay the bills, and just, make myself more independent and be able to just build a better future for my son. So at one point I said, all right, I'm going to focus on tax liens and deeds, because that was a method to be able to purchase land or homes at a discounted rate and be able to renovate them, sell them, do new builds. I looked at that as an opportunity to get in the door with very little money, because all my money was tied up in my residential properties. So I invested in a tax lien and deed mentorship. From there, I won a deed to a house in Florida. I won multiple liens in both Arizona and Florida that are still redeeming to this day. So paying for my Starbucks, every once in a while when I get that check. Won the vacant lot in the Big Island in June of last year. And just recently in April, I won a house in Kansas as well. We're gonna talk about preparing for the auction first. So what did I do to prepare for the auction? They put the list online.
I think that's the value too of coming to these workshops is the people that are actually attending with you, making sure you get their contact information, just seeing how you guys can add value to each other, not only what your own needs are, but what do they need and how can you help them? And in turn, I think that helps further the relationship farther than just, today, and then keeps it outside this room too. What's happening? Right now, they are doing speed workshop dating where they're going to spend 2 minutes getting to know each other, but also just sharing what they learned today and their biggest takeaways. So how do you feel, because you've already bid at an auction? Did this workshop kind of help give you a little bit more information, or like what did you learn new today that you feel could help you better at this next auction?
I wish I came to this before I went to the auction the first time. Because there's a lot of information that you guys shared that was super helpful. And so like learning how to analyze the deals a little bit better. Some of the hints about maybe going to check out the areas if you're not from Island, checking it out to see kind of what it's actually like. Some of the resources that you guys shared on how to look for the properties to see if there's a house, if there's not a house. And then the network of other professionals that you guys shared, that was super helpful also. Realtors, attorney.
Definitely how to prepare before, what to expect during, and after.
How to prepare for after.
Yeah.
We just wrapped up our tax auction workshop and it was amazing.
Right.
I think the value and just going through the list and having people know what areas to look in, what to watch out for from the standpoint of the legal standpoint, from bringing on a real life attorney to walk them through the title reports, to also give them legal considerations when it comes to LLCs and trusts. And then we had our realtor Jay come in, teach them about what to look for as far as comparable properties to make sure that they're buying something that's actually worth that much, and then also some lava zone issues and things to look for as far as if you can even get insurance on a property or if you can get a mortgage on it too. So these are definitely some really deep due diligence portions that you need to be able to research beforehand, because you don't want to be buying a property that you might not even legally end up owning.
I mean, look, it's like 5 o'clock and people still networking. It was amazing. Was able to just share something that was shared with myself, and then we were able to like share this knowledge to be able to at least try to get people to know that there's a strategy that you can buy properties at deep discounted prices right here in Hawaii.
And I think the most important thing was the connections made here in this room, and people having that mindset of wanting to share and wanting to help each other, because a lot of times whenever you are looking for deals or you're looking for properties, Hawaii is super competitive, it's super challenging. So a lot of people have the mentality of, like, I can't share this information with you because then you might win the property over me. But we always teach people to have that abundance mindset, and what numbers work for you might not work for the other person. But the main thing is that somebody local is purchasing this property and they are investing with Aloha. They're investing while wanting to help other people as well and give back to the community.
This is 3 parts. So this was the actual day of the workshop. Then we have the day number 2, which is a virtual call the day before the auction. And we're going to be going over any questions or anything that they need answers for. And then the day of the auction, we'll be there all together. What an amazing event that we put together. This is the 3rd one we've done so far, and then the numbers just keep growing because it's definitely important for more locals to find out about this strategy.
So thank you for tuning in. Remember to like and subscribe if you want to see more information like this and for us to put out more videos, and then comment below what else you want to see, what other topics you want to cover.
Help us out. Like and share or subscribe, because a lot of you people just watch and don't subscribe to our channel. It helps us out to share more of this type of knowledge to other people and make more videos so more locals can stay right here in Hawaii.
So with that, we'll see you on the next one.
Aloha.